Y'all in there? Y'all didn't leave me, did you? Let's talk about some things. Let's go. Welcome back, everybody. We're here. I've been kind of not really doing anything with this car because I've honestly been waiting for parts. Almost everything's in so far. The only thing I'm waiting for is my head gaskets, which will be here tomorrow. So that is the last of the parts. I got the block back yesterday from the machine shop. Can't thank Danbury Competition Engine enough. You know, I dropped it off Friday on a July 4th weekend. They called me Tuesday morning. It's all set. All they did was knock cam bearings in it, but these guys are up to their eyeballs in work down there. And for them to stop, have a guy stop working on, I mean, they got like $40,000 Cobra motors down there for the original Cobras and stuff that they're working on. To slam this out for me that quickly, it's just mind-boggling that they did it, and I'm so super pumped. They did this for me last year before Drag Week, so I'm super pumped with that. Scotty Wheels got me taken care of with a brand new set of ARP head studs. Garage Belt Racing got me my head gaskets. John Capizzi with literally all the advice in the world. He is one of 2 people in the world that make these things go super duper fast and live. That's the key part, is living. I saw a lot of criticism in my last video that I didn't break down what happened. And guys, I've been doing this channel for how many years now? I've never hid anything from you. From failures to triumphs, you see it. I got no reason to hide anything. I don't care enough to hide stuff like that. It's just stupid. So if I knew what the hell went wrong on my motor, trust me, I would have told you guys. Now, I've been doing some investigating more into what happened, and guess what? I still don't have an answer. I've been poring over the log, literally looking at every single sensor that I have on the car to try to figure it all out. I don't know. Well, I think my screen's dirty. I'm gonna bring up my first run and my second run. Definitely need to do a better job at reading logs, because we should have caught the issue in second pass and not made a third. That was something Dave faulted on, and you know, he admitted it, and he said I probably should have looked at the graph, because you look at the numbers aren't terrible, but once you look at the graph is when you start to see some weird things. Definitely need to have better safety set up. Safety probably would have not, I don't know if it would have caught it in the second run. Maybe it might have clipped it right at the end, but the damage had already been done. I've taken the pump apart. Don't see, it's obviously got a little dirt. The only thing I do see is the face here, but I have a feeling that that's from when I knocked the thrust out of it last year. The relief valve, smooth in the bore, no sticking, the spring's not broken, it wasn't loose. This pump, I don't know. It's just, this is a Melling 10296. The gears look fine, everything looks fine. Obviously there's a little bit of damage on them from stuff running through them, but it all moved freely. So I don't know what happened. But looking at the log here, now this is a blown up view of over, it's triggered for 1 second, 1 minute once the run goes full throttle. And normally we just do this like in here. I gotta overlay them again so you could actually really see what the hell happened here. All right, so this is the first and second runs overlaid. Oh, you can see this is where I come up on the brake. right? Banging on the limiter, blah, 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 on the limiter on the fucking two-step, blah, 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 takes off. Right, that's when I let go of the brake right here. Right, you know, coming off the brake right here. But let me get this cursor out of the way. So you could see it come up, right? Right here on this run, this is where I pedaled it. So, you know, less than 1 second in, I could probably bring it down and show you exactly, but it was before the 60 foot, came up, chopped the throttle, pedaled it, got back into it, and went. And then there's the 1-2 shift, the 2-3 shift, and then the shutdown. And you could see on the first pass, it was clean, straight up. Second pass, the second pass is the solid line. The first pass is the dotted. Right, and you can see where I let off of it, yada, 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 down here. Now, if you look, this is the oil pressure. Comes on the trans brake. They both rise. I chop the throttle right here. You can see the pressure spikes and comes back down and then just trail. Now, my oil pressure is always trailed off, but it's gone to like 85 pounds and come down to like 69, 70, and then a little spike at the end and then trail out. But you can see this comes out in the pedal, and it just drops all the way down to the end of the pass where it goes. And then actually, this is what we originally thought was the relief valve having major issues. You can see it's jumping pressure. So right here, I'm probably in the turnaround in the return road area, coming here just idling along. You know, this is idling 800 and sorry, this is 1200 RPMs. So I don't know, something obviously happened when I pedaled the car. Something was very much not happy, and I'm like, well, maybe it shook the pump, it shattered the pump, the pickup came off, it aerated it, but like the car, it didn't 60 foot hard. It went a 1, I think on the second pass it went a 1, I pedaled it, it went a 144, I think. It went a 140, I think it went a 140, a 144, and then like I never got this car to 60 foot that day at the track. I have the slips right here. So, first, no, that was the third pass. Yeah, so I went a 148 actually with the pedal. So, very, very, very slow 60. I don't know what starved it. So, it's driving me crazy that I don't know, and that's one of the reasons why we're ditching that whole entire motor minus the heads and cam, because that stuff's still good. I've been working on this. Yes, I've been filming this. This is going to be a whole lot of filming though, because we're doing metal fab and rust work, so the filming takes a whole lot longer to produce a video like rust work. So this is actually fit in there. Oh, that video will be coming out later. I don't know, I don't have any dates on that, but I am working on Project Blackbird. Oh, we ditched all that. I got all new bearings in here, a new oil pump, new cam sensor, cam gear, valley cover, front cover, and new piston rings. That's right. Everybody's like, you're letting all the magic out. And I don't want to give I don't want anyone to take any offense from this. I feel like all the people that were saying send it are constantly working on their cars. And that's not what I want to do. I want to stick this in and last the season on it, beating the crap out of it. Some people get lucky. My buddy Harry got freaking, he had a TKM motor in it that he hurt, put a stock Benjamin motor in it. He's been going all season on that, like 40 pounds of boost, he said, something stupid. I think we can get the crank in it tonight at least. So let me start doing it. I'm not going to bore you with the honing, so come back to it. Okay, we got all the cylinders all honed out. Glaze broke, actually. It's not really honing. Yeah, it's gonna work. I gotta redo this one. I had a little too much oil in that one. But yeah, that's gonna seat some new rings in there just beautifully. Alright, so we're sitting here. It is now Sunday, like I was telling you guys the other video. We're getting the rings filed.
Just give it one.
These are the second rings. And Dave brought up his little manual filer, and I'm sitting here filing them, and he's fitting them and seeing where we are. We got all the top rings done. All the pistons clean. See how nice and clean that is. Everything's cleaned, ready to go. And we got 7 more of these things to file, and we can assemble some pistons and start assembling a motor. 15 and then 10 and then 5. Let's do 25.
Just give it a couple. Gap stock rings.
We're using, you know, high dollar Wiseco pistons to gap stock rings and pistons.
A couple more.
Alright, I left you off where putting the pistons in, right? I think. So we gapped all the rings, went a little tighter than what most people do, but I listened to the Grand Wizard John Capizzi about it and went with what he recommended. So it's a little tighter than most, but yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. It's pretty much ready to go in. Alright, I gotta get it off the stand, which I'm probably gonna do right now, so I don't like full motors just up chilling on the stand like that. Oh, it's done. Starter's on, crank sensor's in, dampener thingy is in, AC compressor, crank pulley, alternator, motor plate, water manifold, this manifold. I don't know if I could put it in with this. I just stuck this on here because I went and weighed a stock manifold versus my tubulars, and I saved 8 pounds by getting rid of the stock manifolds in favor for those tubulars that I built. That's a lot. I'll take it. Yeah, alright, I knocked over this piece of junk Gen 3 crank. Yep, so we got everything. Heads down, torqued. I dropped one of these nuts down into the valley and into the motor. I had to take the dang oil pan back off for the 3rd time to fish it out. But rockers are torqued, heads are torqued. This thing's ready to get stabbed into the car and assembled. I was gonna get one of those slings with the bar, you know, to do this, but then I realized I can't put my intake manifold on outside the car because all that wiring runs under it. So that ain't gonna work too well. Update, we're here the next day. Today's Monday and we're working. We got everything done. Hold on before I forget. everything done underneath, right? Tranny's fully bolted in, torque converters in, alternator wiring's in, oil cooler lines are on, manifolds are on, stabilizer, grounds, crank sensors plugged in, manifolds, like I said, up pipes to the turbos, and now we get to work everything on top. I'm pushing hard. I want to get to the track rental on Friday. It is hot, it is nasty, it is humid. I cut my head open. Corner of your fenders are sharp when you cut them and leave them sharp like a dummy. Oh, sorry not many for updates. I'm just trying to rip through this and get it done as fast as I can so I can fire this thing up. I got a cheap Wix filter for my Clearview. I got, this is just a regular street one. I got distilled water, some cheap break-in oil, and then I got Valvoline VR1. I was gonna get synthetic, but they didn't have it. We're gonna drop weight 1030. There's a thought that the oil was cold, 2050 was really thick, bearing tolerances were a touch tight, and when I pedaled it, it just upset everything. That's what we're gonna go with. Maybe. It's a thought. So we're gonna go with 1030, monitor it at this and see how it does, and go from there. So I need to get back to work. I need to get the stuff bolted in, like my dipstick, my grounds, valley cover on first, so I'll drop a bolt in the motor and go from there. I guess we're gonna fire this thing right now and let's see if it builds some oil pressure and gets going and go from there. That's a first. It don't sound right. Hey. Time to be off this damn thing. I don't know. Something is very much not happy. I gotta see. I gotta plug the battery charger in. It's cranking low battery. Well, I guess I do that now. But one problem. So like I'm not 100% sure on the whole switch over to 58X, but I had no RPM on the dash. I did have 60 pounds of oil pressure though, so that's cool. I don't know. So let me look into this and we'll come back. All right, after pulling my hair out for shit, maybe an hour. Hold on, let me turn the fan off. Probably an hour. That conversion harness I got from a company that will name nameless because it doesn't matter to that much. Their Gen 3 to Gen 4 conversion harness is only an extension harness. Yep. I knew something was funky when I would crank it. I couldn't get it to do anything, couldn't get it to run, and I had no RPM on my dash. So after looking at everything, going over everything in the computer, looking at stuff, I flipped the 2 wires for shits and giggles. Lights right up. So it's the weather. I want to put it outside and run it for 20-30 minutes. I just don't know what the rain's gonna do. I guess I'll back it out right now. I just wanted to run for 20 minutes just to work anything through this oil system and work out any of the leftover little specks that I missed. So I got 60 psi of oil pressure, fuel pressure 44, 122 coming up. Stuff's coming up. Now let me get out. Sounds healthy. Yep, I am pretty stoked. Not a bad turnaround. I think we're like 2 weeks from trashing the motor to getting a new motor. New motor's completely trashed. Not trashed, it was wore out. You know, it needed cam bearings, it needed rings, it just needed the whole shebang. It needed all the bearings, rings. So, back in the car, it's running. Seems to be pretty happy. Today is Tuesday. I'm gonna let it run for 20-30 minutes, get hot, and I'm gonna drain the oil. I'm gonna put good oil in. I'm gonna try Valvoline VR1 1030. We're gonna see how that holds up. This thing takes 11 quarts of oil now. So what I did was, I wasn't 100% sure. I had 10 quarts in it before. I put 8.5 in the pan, which I ran last year, which John Capizzi recommended me originally, how I got to that number. 8.5 in the pan, ran it, shut it off to get the oil going through everything, and it took 2 more quarts to get back up to that line. I made a line on the dipstick, took 2 more quarts to get to that line. I think it might take just a touch more because the oil filter I have on there is a little shorter, and it takes a ½ quart of oil. The racing filter I have is large. That might take 3/4 of a quart. We'll find out. So I'm gonna let this do it. I'll probably finish this video up because it's probably already way too damn long. We're going racing Friday, bar anything happening with street driving this thing the next couple of days. If anything, we're going racing Friday. I want to get this thing back in the 850s, and I want it to go home healthy. I'm tired of breaking this damn thing. So get in your garage. It is hot as crap because this bullshit storm didn't come through. And get a cold drink. I'm gonna grab a celebratory Modelo or Corona, whatever I got in there. Sit back and listen to this baby purr. Have a good night, guys.